Good morning, good afternoon, good evening once again to talk about all things AI and project management. Today, pulling on my connections in the Middle East and really happy to have Dr. Mona with us. Mona, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me, Lloyd. Originally I'm a practitioner. I have more than 19 years of experience in the banking sector. My specialty is the implementation of information systems from customer relationship management to HR, ERP, data warehouse, and so on. And in parallel, I'm a professor at prestigious universities in the Middle East and in Saudi Arabia. From AUB, American University of Beirut, LAU, among other universities. So in parallel, working, applying, and sharing knowledge with other students and executives. Part of that as well, I'm a trainer. So I'm a PwC certified trainer. I have so many collaborations with different companies PwC Academy, AD Ports, Abu Dhabi, Maritime Academy, and others. So yeah, my life has been between a practical experience in managing projects. I'm a consultant as well, a trainer, a professor, and this like combination between the technology, being a graduate of computer science from an American university to PhD in managing project and information systems gives me this leverage into entering amazing consultancy and training projects. That's like 2 minutes of 25 years of experience.
Well, fantastic. We know each other, and I know your feet don't touch the ground. I know you spend a lot on time on aeroplanes as well. But wow, thank you so much for that intro, Mona. As you know, what I like to do is talk about AI and project management. From your perspective, what's your thoughts around AI in PM or AI in PMO?
Even back in the research world, other than the practitioner who practicing all the things that we research on, when you really want to transform an organization, you transform its people, right? To me, if HR leaders or project managers or any manager who would like to transform their role from administrative to strategic, they actually need to let go of the repetitive task, let go of all the different operational work, and focus on strategy. How can project managers, PMOs alike, I've been in the PMO for more than 10 years, like head of IT PMO at France Bank, head of IT PMO at Middle East Airlines, and we've seen, like, even without AI, a simple automation, a simple checkpoints will really hugely make difference in how to increase efficiency, effectiveness, and how they transform the role of project manager from someone who's drowning themselves with documentation, with managing, all the risks and manually doing all the scheduling and so on. So how can we make these project managers think strategically? Strategically, it means they have a seat at the table. So PMOs, when they really help the project managers think how to become more collaborative, how to show empathy, how to use their emotional intelligence rather than drowning into tasks that can be automated, or AI can, predict, risks for them, or share, help them in decision making, or, AI where they can help them create certain templates for their projects or PMOs. So it's a huge difference. It's not only about AI and how every organization is using it. It's a transformative journey on how you move from an admin role to a strategic role.
I love that. I must admit, I absolutely love that. And I love the point that you were saying about letting tasks go as well. And really, for me, where you're thinking there about AI's opportunity, And I can imagine AI's opportunity to allow you to let things go, to elevate your role, as it were, around projects. For me, is fantastic. Um, we talked on, which items to let go. Do you have a sort of view of, what order you let go stuff in? Is it, work out where the biggest burdens are? What's your view of that, Mona?
I after I resigned, from at least airlines in 2018, I created my own company, and I'm a public speaker as well. I'm internationally speaking in so many countries like Barcelona, Berlin, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and big events like the IPMF. And the topic of AI intrigued me, and I started searching about it and what I can share because I'm a process engineer. I like automation. How can I make it better? How can I integrate it, with on top of that, having AI? I remember when I was invited as part of PMOGA in collaboration with Dubai municipality, how I was talking, about AI impact on PMOs back in like even 11th of November, something like that,
Yeah.
13th of November 2024. And guess what? After I shared with them how it can shift, strategically the role of PMOs from the task automation to, even my own company. I have an advisor of the PMO. So I have
Mm.
it implemented. I fed it with enough information about my company. Even the Pimbo guide is there. I told, you can tell AI whatever you want. You create your own GPTs. At that time, it was not familiar. Now I'm talking to you and I say, wow, all these shifts in less than a year. Like back in Sam Altman when they went on stage and they said, now you can create your own GPTs, you can do this, you can do that. And now we can see that every single organization is leveraging on AI and trying to remove those tasks. As part of me being a speaker, I'm jumping, but because it's an overwhelming topic and the exponential change that's happening at the level of AI will really have to make, strategic leaders think on how they can move forward and how they can integrate AI into their processes. So when we're talking about implementing AI, we did in the IPMF, when I was, in the master class, there was 55 people. I told you that story maybe offline. It was really amazing how 9 groups all on their feet, trying to the least, let's say, identify risks of a project. And each group were tackling mega project. It was really amazing. Like mega project, we're talking about the Museum of the Future. We're talking about, Nayam or Zabil or whatever projects. And guess what? Many of the groups they were using AI, which is what was
Yeah.
requested from them, and other groups needed to brainstorm. You have to see how they were saying, "Oh wow, you did that in 1 second," while we were like for more than 30 minutes trying to brainstorm what are the risks or what can we predict would happen on our projects. So the least that you can automate or you cannot automate to integrate AI in it is the risk assessment, scheduling, even resource allocation,
Yeah.
predicting if we're going to finish on time or not. Other than that, you can think about, so many things regarding scope. What would be the scope of the project? How can I prevent, it could be an advisory role even.
Yeah.
So every single knowledge area, all these 10 knowledge areas with this 49 processes throughout the whole project life cycle, how can a project manager alone manage all that and at the same time become a strategic leader? How can a
Yeah.
PMO follow up on all these projects at the same time, and have a seat at the table and drive the strategy of the organization and drive the vision forward?
Yeah. I mean, you've made a very articulate case about the benefits and the acceleration and the efficiencies and actually, how PMOs, if they adopt AI, can actually use it to leverage their own position within an organization to be the leaders, whether that's PMOs or individual project managers as well. I think we're saying. What was going through my mind is that's great. That's great. But I was thinking, is it sometimes data overload? There's so much that is so accessible to us. How do you see the wood from the trees sometimes? And I don't know about your I mean, obviously I have some thoughts on that, but what's your thoughts on that sort of more riskier side of the use of AI, as it were?
Many organizations that I've seen are were very reluctant to use AI like a year back, let's say.
Mm,
But now I saw that so many organizations, especially government entities between Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they are creating their own AI locally, but they
mm,
are not shying away from using it. So the maturity level is growing, and it is all about trust, which organization you're dealing with, and how you're integrating AI in a way that you don't jeopardize your data. Yes,
mm,
data is abundant. So we don't have a problem with data.
mm.
We have a problem with those who understand how to explain or transform this data into insights that can help them make decisions, right? So AI is here to, once you connect to or integrate whatever AI tools with your system, how can AI bring this data, create insights on, for example, for HR leaders, who are the great performers? And how can I, for example, for project managers, how can we bring the team that would be a best fit for that specific project? How can we enhance the awareness regarding the AI and agile team, and how we can let organization accept and embrace agility rather than, run away from it? So when we're talking about data, there is lots of data within the organization. I'm a technical guy, so from computer science, I was a programmer for 9 years at Arab Bank, so I dealt with data migration, with systems. There is abundant data, but how can we use this data, make sense out of it, make it meaningful information, and transform it into knowledge? And
Yeah.
organizations who are wise enough, are those who create a knowledge management information system,
Yeah.
and retain that knowledge within the talented people in that organization and not let them go. So how does it benefit project managers? How can I decide if I stop the project or not? How can I decide if I approve a certain change request or not? How can I decide if, for example, this integration or dependent projects, are not going to delay each other? And how can I optimize my processes, optimize my usage of people
Mm,
without data? And this data, human beings are very creative. They, yes, use creativity, empathy, but they are not good at handling all this load of data. You need AI to help you use your brains. At the end of the day, you tell it what to do, and AI is good at doing. Leave
yeah.
your creativity for other stuff, like
Yeah.
empathy, like
Yeah.
dealing with stakeholders, like dealing with organizational politics, like communicating well with your team and show empathy with your team. So we're not replacing actually the project managers or the PMOs. We're having an assistant. And speaking about that, I'm going to tell you a story. I was driving, and yes, I'm always on the plane in different countries doing training or speaking in different events. But this thing, I was driving from Abu Dhabi, from Conrad. Now I'm at Conrad Hotel at Etihad Towers, and I always go to Dubai for other trainings, different organizations. I heard on Dubai Eye a conversation. I turned on the radio, a conversation between a customer and a customer service agent. And this conversation were, just a second to uh, my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, because my daughter is the only one that I don't
Ah.
yeah, I keep her. Yeah. So what happened is this conversation was going on for 5 minutes. And guess what? The client didn't know that he was talking to an AI agent.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about agentic AI. So
Yeah.
can you imagine how so many organizations, if they leverage on the use of AI and agents,
Yeah.
talking to the people, and even the pause that you see, it is يعني, perfected in a way that you don't even feel that the customer was talking to an AI. So imagine, yes, there are places and positions and jobs that, yes, they will be replaced by
Yeah.
AI. The
Y-
smart thing is how to shift and how to, put
Yeah.
yourself in a position to help it.
I mean, there's so much you're saying there, Mona. I'm just going to come back to the one. First of all, we all know knowledge is power. Yeah, so I completely concur with that point that you were making about knowledge systems as well. I was thinking about the role of the PMO in this as well, and how those leaders in the PMO world can really position themselves in this space as the enabler to this future. So again, I'll just give you an opportunity to comment on that, but then I want to come back to this AI agent point as well. So
So, as a PMO, 10 years of my life career, I've been the head of PMO. And, the PMO, if it doesn't play the role of the home of project managers, a place where they can go to for assistance, for help, for making strategic decisions on how they can help increase efficiency and how they can solve challenges and problems. It won't work because the role of PMO has still now, especially in the GCC and Middle East, they look at the PMO as policing. Sometimes, not everyone, but yeah,
mm,
still some of the organizations, they are still at the baby steps where we have a support PMO, or we have, a PMO whereby it obliges or enforces the certain processes or certain standards or using of certain templates to create documentation. Sometimes it works, but when we are overloading the PMO with stuff that really can AI do, from the prediction of whatever challenges you might face in your project, from the dependency on certain stakeholders who are not answering you, or if we can always for example, have so many challenges that we're drowning our PMO in it because we don't have AI and we don't have automation and prediction. The PMO will keep playing those roles that will
mm,
not add value to the
mm, mm,
organization.
mm,
If we want to transform the role of PMO from administrative, policing, support, a template generator, to a strategic leader within an organization, sitting at the table, understanding what the business does. The project management entity, the PMO, shouldn't be isolated and you need it only when you have projects. It should be at the top C level, sitting
mm,
with all the C suite and deciding on what would be our next projects. How can we, depending on the type of organization and what they do, how can we increase the value of the organization? How can we can, keep our bottom line, and have all these benefits for the organization when they are drowning, solving problems, issues, risks, and challenges that sometimes, if you really integrate AI, it will eliminate lots of the repetitive, tasks that, AI can do, even not only repetitive, that was even a year ago.
yeah,
Now it can do more than that. I can
yeah,
even, AI can help you strategize. You can
yeah,
use it as an advisor. I have my
yeah,
PMO advisor for the company, and guess what? It really, like as if you're brainstorming with it. I talk to it as if it's like someone, a C-level within my own organization. And I tell them, strategically, how can I, for example, go into that business line? And how can I, for example, help my team in other projects, optimize their processes? How can I, for example, increase the awareness of the importance of empathy within my organization? Can you suggest any training programs? Like, nowadays, it's not only about repetitive task,
Yeah.
honestly. They help you strategize. They help
Yeah.
with the decision making.
I love what you were saying there about the PMO. Absolutely loved it. Let's just go back to the dark side because we know there will be some people that are more resistant to this type of conversation. And the example you gave of not realizing when you were talking to an AI agent, that's great. And I get that. And obviously that means there's not a human AI agent there or whether it's not just the agent, the more admin layer that is being taken away. I mean, what I'm starting to see being called out quite a lot is, well, what does that mean for the future? When people don't necessarily have that sort of learn the scars, get the experience of that entry level stuff. I mean, how does then one become a senior PM? What's your sort of take on that angle, Mona?
You know, if we're talking about the challenges of AI, or maybe the danger of AI, if you want to put it that way,
Mm, mm, mm.
taking over the world like the
Yeah, yeah,
Matrix
yeah.
world, we might go there if we don't use it wisely.
Mm,
And because, imagine like so many jobs, like even doctors being replaced by AI, or drivers. Like we have self-driving cars since ages,
yeah,
and now if we integrate AI, it's going to become better and better. Like we don't want to use Uber anymore. We can use
yeah,
all these, self-driving cars. So yeah, the future is scary somehow, because the things that we thought AI cannot do, it's actually doing. And this conversation, as if you're talking to another human being, or we've seen like even a year back, like AIs talking to each other and
mm, mm, mm.
reasoning. So, I believe um, it's going to happen sooner or later. But if we resist it, or if we ignore its risks, it's going to backfire on us. So we shouldn't resist it, nor take it to the extreme where
Yeah,
the all planet Earth is ruled by AI, right?
yeah, yeah,
But if you know, for example, as an accountant, that your job might be replaced by AI, what can you do to upskill yourself? What can you do to really use AI and read the insights that AI can give you? Because whatever AI gives you, if you don't have the people who are trained enough and have this maturity level to use this insight to make the decisions and challenge AI with whatever suggested decisions they are giving you,
yeah,
that would be overruling the world. But if you are upskilling yourself, whether you're an accountant, project managers, or a customer service agent, like in a call center, what can you do to upskill yourself? So it
yeah,
is all about upskilling ourselves, understanding the insights that we're getting from AI in terms of security, and we can have certain, nothing is perfect. There are no perfect solutions, and you're going to still be hacked maybe someday
yeah,
outsmarted by, AI or whatever technology. That's why organizations till now are, for example, they are jumping into it, but they are very conservative. So yes,
yeah,
within our walls and our, premises, within our own network and databases and service, yes, we can do that. But other than that, they are still reluctant to do it. So here comes the role of people to upskill themselves. Even back in, France Bank, like ethical hacking and,
yeah.
data breach and cybersecurity, all are hot topics nowadays, especially in the world of AI. So this will continue to be a hot topic, and we need to take care of that. The
Yeah.
danger is there, but we have to take care of it.
Yeah, opportunity and risk, I think, in summary, is the point. Now, we've been talking heading towards half an hour. So if I may, in terms of looking to wrap the conversation, and you've covered so many subjects in such a short period, but if you were thinking about some sort of takeaway or things that you wanted to conclude about what we're saying here, what would it be, Mona?
It would be to embrace AI, be aware of its benefits, use it wisely, And of course, you have to take care of the security side and make sure that your systems are secure. Check, for example, whatever integration that's happening between your system and AI. I advise people to upskill themselves to really increase their maturity level on the usage of AI. I do advise organizations to jump on this transformative journey of changing their roles of PMO from admin, from support unit to a strategic level whereby they can leverage on the use of AI into prediction, into helping you in different tasks related to every task in project management. Wherever you see the need that this is where I can use AI, just do it. And of course, upskill your people so that they can understand, and this conversation keeps going between you and AI, and have the maturity level to understand, oh yeah, this might be a good decision, but I think if I tweak it, I can take another decision. So you have to be aware, you have to increase your maturity level. And, this PMOs are the engine of every organization. Put them at the table with the C
Yeah.
level. That's my
PMOs,
takeaway.
the knowledge management system of the future. Listen, Mona, thank you so much for that. It's been a really engaging conversation. Embrace AI, but cautiously, I think is to summarize. Listen, you take care, and I'd look forward to keeping in touch with you. But thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Mr. Skinner. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.